It can hold over 82,000 fans, and every one of those seats is filled for this one, as our coverage of the NFL brings us to MetLife Stadium. Coming up, a highly anticipated contest between the Denver Broncos and the New York Giants. The holidays have arrived. Thank you for spending a part of them with us. We're away in Week 16 on EA Sports. And the tackle's made as he gets it out to the 32.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. And maybe the rest of the game is going to be headed in the proper direction, Brock, but their first play winds up going backwards. And it's not just you quarterbacks, Brock, Hewitt, who got to have short memories. You tell me these two defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
He's going to throw it. Dumps it off to his running back. Up the sideline, past the 45. Down the sideline, inside the 30. And they finally get to him at the 15. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
I have loved this opening script. Aggressive, taking your shots. You know, the numbers tell you get an explosive play on a drive in the NFL today, you're typically going to score. With that shot down the field, well, they're knocking on the door in the red zone.
On the red zone now. Oh, again, it looks like a pick, but they drop it. A chance to steal it away in the end zone, but they just can't finish the play.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Not the way you want to start your game, but the pick was dropped, so the opening drive continuing now with 2nd down.
Here we go, set.
Running up the middle, Pacheco. He's right up next to that 1st down. Doesn't quite get there. Gain of 9. That brings up 3rd and short.
Danger, Kate. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
Here we go. 3rd and less than a yard. He's got it on the bootleg. Rolling out to his left. And got his man. Touchdown, New York. The Giants take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. Now they'll see if they can tack on one more. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Giants will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And this drive will start inside the 25. All right, Denver getting everybody set, so they've got 1st and 10. Throwing now off the play action. Vacates quickly left side. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down. Not must-have yet, Brock, but it does feel pretty important that they come up with an answer for that touchdown, but not going to be easy.
Nope, and incompletions like that certainly won't help.
Another throw here on 2nd down. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. All right, 0-2 to start the game, and I'm guessing, partner, we're probably going to see a 3rd pass now here. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he wants to, but he's not going to be able to continue the run. Got him 6, but they stopped him short. It's 4th down now. Here comes the Broncos punting unit.
It's 4th down.
Takes it in at the 26. And he can't obey the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return.
At their own 28-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. That incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. So second down coming up. Another look for him, Brock, and hey, why not with the way he's playing so far? But this time, just couldn't hang on.
I think you'll see coordinators at times, Kate, get away from something that's working. I like that they go back to him. Make them defend him and stop him. They did that time. My hunch is they'll look for that receiver again today.
And they've got to him just a step or two before he can reach the 40 as he's sent out. So a gain of 30 yards on that play. And it's good for a New York first down. So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. He'll work against the blitz. He's going to loft one deep to the left. Touchdown, New York. The Giants take a 13-0 lead. It's a Puka-Nacua touchdown.
That's some good old-fashioned playground football. Even at the elementary school, find the fastest kid and let him run.
Kicking team out to try the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Giants drive out to an early 14-0 lead. The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. He fields it from the 8. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Broncos to the line now. It's first and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Makes the grab and bounds left side. And they're going to bring him down just after he crosses the 50. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's got 6 yards on that carry. It's second down.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs turning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
They're working a couple of yards past the line. Brian Burns coming up with the stop. Third and just 2 to go. Another carry for him. He's taken down, but he's got it to the 29. And it's a gain of 12 on that one. And that's good for a Broncos first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Let's go. They go play action on first down. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete.
Well, that's a major missed opportunity for the offense and a sigh of relief for the defense. They got to adjust a little bit, get some extra help on the back end of your defense to take those shots away.
Ball still on that 29-yard line as they come up to it. Second and 10. He's going to throw this one. Has him on the quick hitter. This is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with first and goal.
It's a gain of 22 yards. That's another Broncos first down. First and goal, Denver.
Running back sent in motion. Looking inside the red zone. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos making a one-score game.
These touchdowns on the season haven't all looked the same, but boy, has he made a habit of scoring touchdowns on the ground.
Now we'll see them try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Broncos chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Broncos 7.
The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He's got a lane up past the 30. Great vision, gets him across midfield. I don't think they're going to catch him. Touchdown! He takes the kick all the way back for 6. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
What do you think, Brock? Can we get dueling kick return touchdowns, huh? Let's find out. The kick is away. Fields this one at the 3. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. All right, Denver getting everybody set, so they've got 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Finds a man right side. And they shove him out. Looks like he got about 6 before they did so. It's 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they find him after just a yard, and it's 3rd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Catch is made down the right sideline. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Trying to throw this from the gun. It is caught left side. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
I can promise you that is a throw, and it's a quarterback when it leaves your hands, you do not want to flirt with as this game goes on. That is a prime one that DB can cut off and take the other way.
That one connects. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos lower the deficit to a single possession.
I know you got a mixture looks defensively. You just can't play all zone coverage, and sometimes you got to play man-to-man. But with the receiver, with that kind of speed, that is scary, and he just made him pay.
That one right down the middle. And the Broncos chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Broncos 14.
The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line.
Ready.
Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10.
Cougar 19. 19 tight. Dragon 6.
Throwing from the gun. Nakua here, he's got it. And this great effort winds up getting him well into enemy territory before he's brought down. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39. They'll give this up the middle to Pacheco. Drops for the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. The Giants in control so far. We'll get back to East Rutherford after this. Welcome back. We'll begin this second quarter with the Giants in possession. They're looking down to 2nd and 9. Back now, pressure coming. Here's a screen set up for Pacheco. And he gets down to the 24 before he stops. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And the Giants are going to have the first down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
And he will take it in. Touchdown, New York. The Giants take a 13-point lead. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. One splits the uprights. And the Giants double their lead to 14.
Broncos 14.
The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. Returning it from the 4. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
New set of downs for him from the 31.
Let's go.
On first down, they'll run. Only finds a couple of yards of space. It's 2nd down.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. He'll throw. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. They'll throw. 3rd and long. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, but because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. The New York offense ready to get going here. It's 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud cornerback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
60 by 6, Buffalo 18.
Throwing it on 2nd down. He's got some air under this one, deep down the middle. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Got a man downfield. This is Neighbors. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. Here's a toss to Pacheco. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackle for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs. And that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and 2 guys can't stop one.
Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
brings up
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Flushed out of the pocket. Connects on the crosser. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
That's another Giants first down. First and 10 at the 21.
Now looking to throw. He finds Pacheco out of the backfield. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Running out of the gun with Pacheco. And we might be close to this lead growing again. That play gives him a first and goal. Now after that play, we have somebody banged up down there. Injuries never a welcome sight so close to the end of the season. They're out to attend to him. Here's the one back on the handoff. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on second and goal. Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's second and 10.
At the 11-yard line.
Back to the well again. The defense wins this rep. That's stopped at the line, and now they've got third and goal.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just sometimes you got to run into darkness. Just go where there is no lane and hope that something opens along the way. That linebacker said, not this time.
Third and 10. Can this offense get it done?
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat, Cougar 19.
Here he goes, third and long. And this is going to be a New York touchdown. The Giants make it a 3-possession game. It's a Puka Nacua touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. They'll try this extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Giants stretch their lead to 21.
Giants 35. Broncos 14.
The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. Here's a return from the 7. This makes it up to the 25. Well, we see the medical staff headed out there now. We're going to get a timeout as they handle an injured player. Not what you want to see so close to the end of the season. First call here coming from the shotgun.
Let's go now. 70
They'll throw to start the drive. Forced out to his right. Moving right, airs it out down the sideline. Oh, shouldn't have let that one go. It's intercepted. Devon Holland comes up with it. And the Giants take over on his 5th interception of the season. He steps in front and picks it off. Looked like he missed the spot there, partner. Maybe because he threw it on the run?
Yeah, I think that's exactly the case, Kate. You know, you get set in the pocket. This game is fast anyway. Things are flying, but once you get on the run, it is a whole nother speed and really becomes advantage defense as they take it away.
Pacheco gets it from the gun. Tackle made at the 10. First and goal coming up.
To me, now is the time to step on the gas, and you see this more and more in today's game, and it's the right move. Get that explosive run, get right back to the line of scrimmage, and don't let this defense breathe.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another first and 10.
Here we go, set. Cowboy 80. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Mustang 19. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Go.
Looking to throw here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Puka Nacua, the target on that throw. And now they face second down.
Second down and 10.
Come on, set.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. The defense wins this rep. That's stopped at the line, and now they've got third and goal.
No gain on the play.
79 Broncos. Ready?
Third and long for him here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of fourth down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go. Let that pass rush get home. Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. This return starts at the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. Broncos to the line now. It's 1st and 10. Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And this one breaks beautifully as they're going to get it forward to their own 45. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Just 1 play into this drive, and they are already sitting on their own 45. To throw here on 1st down. He's going to get a hand in there and knock that one away. So 2nd down now after the incompletion.
You know, it's one thing to tell a quarterback not to telegraph a pass. It's quite another to fundamentally do the right things. You got to use your eyes to move defenders in this league, especially on your primary target.
We had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down. To the air on 3rd and long. Chased out to his right. He's going for it himself. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Denver calls the 2nd of its 3 timeouts. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. The offense is not coming off this field. They're trying it on 4th and 7. They're going for this. He connects downfield. And their next snap is going to come from the red zone, Brock. He's down to that 17-yard line. Now the Broncos take their 3rd and final timeout. Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. Thrown back, hits the handoff. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it. Offensive line fast. Throwing from the gun here. Escapes the pocket. He's going to keep it this time. And he's brought down after a great gain. That's going to set up 1st and goal. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. Return coming from the 6. Now bottle him up just as he gets it to the 30. All right, Denver getting everybody set, so they've got 1st and 10. Throwing now out of the shotgun. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Space on the right, and he's got room. And this is going to be a New York touchdown. It's a pick for 6. Thrown at the depth where linebackers coming to play in coverage, partner. And sure enough, one of them jumps it and takes it to the house.
You say that. You know what I think about? I think about the depth finder on my fishing boat. You're absolutely right. This is where these linebackers love to lurk and could do some serious damage.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Starting from the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Broncos to the line now. It's 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. They give it to him again. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Kobe Dean in on the tackle. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They're going to throw out of the gun. He has the first over the middle. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground. From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10.
5-yard gain on the play. First down, Denver.
From the gun, here's a handoff. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this. It's over. Over.
All the left side. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
The give here on 2nd. Gets it forward for a gain of 3. Jeffrey Simmons that time on the tackle.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
They'll run here on first down. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Okay, the 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. He'll throw it. Gets his running back. And he's tackled for the first down yardage.
You just got to love that angle, right? It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle.
And he gets it in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos cut into the lead. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. Fielded at the 7. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down.
Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Giants lining things up. 1st and 10.
Let's go now. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Right up the gut. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3-and-out.
Back-to-back carries here. Excellent play defensively as they get to him behind the line. That's going to bring up 3rd down. With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
No, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive to get this running game going.
Looking for Malik Neighbors that time. So that brings up 4th and long. The Giants are set to punt. And he wasn't needed at all in the first half, partner. This is going to be his first punt. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. He'll start from the 39. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds.
At their own 46-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Finds a seam down the middle. And he gets it in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. It's a Troy Franklin touchdown.
There are a couple different ways now you can win on a fly route. You can just run right by somebody, or you can use that big body, try to win a one-on-one matchup. Whatever way you go about it.
Oh, brother, it's another interception. It's a foot race. He's at midfield. 30, at the 20. He'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
You know, sometimes it just feels like the opposing coaches are sitting right inside your score. They read the call and were set up perfectly to counter it.
The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. Return starts at the 3. Making some progress here. And he gets him into a good spot, just a yard or two shy of the 40-yard line.
At their own 39-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Trying the right side. Drops by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Now nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Setting up the screen. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
A gain of a yard.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet. This is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
Catch made right side by Nakua. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And it's good for a New York 1st down.
Giants 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
18, Broncos 80.
They're going to try and throw it here. He's trying to push the field. And they took their shots, but unsuccessful on that 1st down throw, swatted away by the defense.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. The quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
19, Charge Warriors 70. 7 Pirates, 19 Lions.
He's going to throw it again. And back-to-back passes that should have been intercepted. 2 great chances to take it away. Both of them dropped, Brock, and now they stay out there for 3rd down.
Up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Hey, smash Broncos.
Throw here, 3rd down. Gets himself free. And he's off the mark there. Too far behind him to adjust. That brings up 4th down.
Okay, this quarterback gets out of the pocket, genuinely a coin toss whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put it in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
Nice strong effort there on that return to take us to the end of this quarter. We're through 3 on this holiday weekend. It's not quite over yet, but it'll take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. New set of downs for him from the 31. To the air now on 1st and 10. And this is across midfield. They're going to stop him at that 45-yard line. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down. Moving quickly, trying to get set. Pass play on 1st and 10. Completed to his running back. And he's going to get this down inside the 30 before he's driven out. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And the Broncos first down.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Caught, nice gain left side. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. They get 16 yards on that play. And it's going to be first down Denver.
16 yards. First down Broncos.
In the red zone on 1st. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing it. Unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Incomplete. Good coverage by Andrew Phillips.
They are throwing it again. Oh, again, it looks like a pick, but they drop it. A chance to steal it away in the end zone. But they just can't finish the play. Couldn't hang on to the interception, but the momentum's still on the defensive side here ahead of this 3rd down. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to say at the 5-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they've got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field.
And all their pressure gets it done. That's a sack on 4th down as they force the turnover.
Well, this one never had a chance. Between the pressure right there in his face and the coverage downfield, quarterback still should have at least thrown it up there and given somebody an opportunity to make a play.
He powers ahead for about 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
First down run, nabs him 5. Now 2nd and 5.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Another carry for it. Stopped after a gain of 2. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Tackle away at the 21-yard line. It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 3.
They'll work against the blitz. Got a man, that's Nakua. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him.
It's a gain of 23
They strike for 23 yards. And the Giants are going to have the first down. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
Ready, ready. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Thrown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. And this is looking familiar, partner. He's dropped for a loss again. It's going to be 3rd down.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
Short pass brought in. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue.
Giants first down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Let's go. 19.
Running up the middle, Pacheco. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Hey, not a bad play by any means. There's room for more, and they know it.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
70 Timberwolves.
He's dropping back to throw. It's caught right side by Johnson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Cowboy 80.
First down, they'll run. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send him backwards. They sent him with that sack in mind, Brock. We all saw what was coming. Still managed to clean up the play, even if it did come on the ground.
And you know why they call that a cat pressure during the secondary, Kate?
Tell me.
Because it's a C for corner and AT for attack, exactly what he just did. This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down.
Let's go now. 60.
3rd and long for him here. Going down the field, and he's got it. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Cougar 19. Go.
Plowing up the middle. And they make the stop after giving up 6 yards. Good run on 1st. It's 2nd down. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. 7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3.
Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Let's go.
Low back in the backfield, and they give it to him. Pop on the line here on 2nd down, which is only going to make things tougher for this 3rd down coming up. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts.
It's 3rd down and 5.
Let's go. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And that one's held up just before he can get the last bit he needed. It's going to be 4th and short.
He's tackled at the 7-yard line. A gain of 3.
So the Giants now going to call on their field goal unit. Now the Broncos take their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. It's no good, an easy kick, but he hangs it right. And they'll hold their lead at 18.
So in the end, the armchair quarterbacks, Kate, are going to tell you the more aggressive-minded play caller would have been correct. It would have been a better decision to go for it as they come up with nothing from that field goal try.
To throw here on 1st down. That's low and bounces short of his man.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you've got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Oh no, they get him yet again. Picked up by Andrew Phillips. And the Giants take over as he records his 10th career INT. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Second quarterback run here. So here at MetLife, it's the G-Men who come away with the win. Well, Brock, we both thought coming into this one